Deep in the heart of Siberia, where the winter air crystallizes into a biting -71 degrees Celsius, a drama of survival unfolded that sounds more like a legend than reality. This is the story of the Inuit people, a nomadic family who faced a frozen fury and the unlikely hero who saved them. The Inuit family, seasoned survivors of the Siberian wilderness, were huddled in their traditional yurt. Outside, the world was a silent white expanse, frozen solid under a relentless cold. Their reindeer, their very lifeline, were corralled nearby, their breath turning to instant frost. Life here is a constant battle against the elements, a testament to human resilience. But on this particular night, the elements weren't their only adversary. As the family prepared to sleep, a strange, unsettling silence fell over the tundra, a silence that felt heavier and more menacing than usual. It was the kind of quiet that precedes a storm, not of snow, but of something far more primal. Suddenly, their pet parrot, a vibrant splash of color in this monochromatic world, began to screech wildly. It wasn't its usual playful chatter. This was a sound of pure, unadulterated panic. The bird thrashed in its cage, its squawks echoing like a fire alarm in the confined space of the yurt. Initially, the family tried to calm the bird, dismissing it as a simple night fright, but the parrot's frenzy only intensified. It was a warning, sharp and insistent. The patriarch of the family, listening to an instinct honed by generations of living in the wild, knew something was terribly wrong. He peered through a small flap in the yurt, and what he saw sent a shiver down his spine that had nothing to do with the cold. Out in the ghostly moonlight, a pack of wolves was silently surrounding their camp. These were not ordinary wolves. They were Siberian wolves, larger, stronger, and made desperate by the unforgiving winter. Their eyes glowed like embers in the darkness, a ring of death closing in on the sleeping reindeer, and ultimately, the family. The wolves were using the extreme cold as cover, their movements stealthy and coordinated, a perfect, silent ambush. Panic erupted within the yurt, but it was a controlled panic. The father grabbed his hunting rifle, the cold steel burning his hands even through his gloves. The others armed themselves with whatever they could find, axes, heavy sticks, anything that could serve as a weapon. The parrot's continuous screams were now a soundtrack to their desperate preparations, a constant reminder of the imminent danger. The attack began. The wolves, driven by a hunger that overrode all fear, lunged at the reindeer enclosure. The peaceful night shattered into a terrifying symphony of snarls, panicked bellows, and the desperate shouts of the family. The father fired his rifle into the air, the crack of the gunshot momentarily stunning the pack. But the hunger was too great. The wolves regrouped, their focus shifting from the reindeer to the source of the noise, the yurt. They were trapped. The flimsy walls of the yurt offered little protection against the ravenous pack. It was a fight for survival at its most raw. As the wolves clawed and bit at the hide covering, the family pushed back, using poles to keep the fabric from tearing, their hearts pounding in their chests. Every shadow seemed to morph into the shape of a wolf. Every gust of wind sounded like a growl. It was in this moment of pure terror that the parrot's role transformed from a mere alarm to a strategic advantage. Its piercing, unnatural screams seemed to disorient the wolves. Used to the sounds of the wild, the bird's frantic, alien squawking was something they couldn't comprehend. It was a sound that didn't belong, an unnerving cacophony that broke their concentration and shattered their pack coordination. Seizing this small window of confusion, the father had an idea. He burst out of the yurt, not towards the wolves, but towards his snowmobile, their only chance of escape. As he ran, the rest of the family created a diversion, banging pots and pans, shouting, and adding to the chaos initiated by the parrot. The wolves, momentarily thrown off by the strange noises and the sudden movement, hesitated. That hesitation was all they needed. The father managed to start the snowmobile's engine, its roar tearing through the night and finally scattering the disoriented wolves. They were not used to such loud mechanical noises in their silent, frozen world. The family scrambled onto the sled attached to the snowmobile, leaving behind their home and most of their possessions, but escaping with their lives. They sped across the frozen tundra, the howls of the frustrated wolf pack fading behind them. In the sled, huddled together for warmth and comfort, was the small feathered hero. The parrot, now quiet, had saved them. Its instinct, its sheer panic, had given them the precious seconds they needed to react and survive an attack that should have been fatal. This incredible story spread through the Siberian communities, a modern-day fable of survival. It serves as a powerful reminder that in the harshest places on Earth, help can come from the most unexpected of saviors. It's a tale of courage, the intelligence of animals, and the unbreakable spirit of those who call the world's most extreme environments home. The Inuit family lost their home that night, but they lived to build another, forever grateful to the little parrot who squawked them to safety from a frozen fury. Thank you so much for joining us for this incredible story of survival. If you were as amazed as we were, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more unbelievable true stories from around the globe. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.